Arrma has just released a brand new vehicle. This is the Quake, a two-wheel drive electric monster truck that is brushless powered, 2 or 3S capable, and sells for $269.99 at the time of this video. So this is essentially a brushless version of the Gorgon with a new body, kind of a sister truck to the Gorgon, but a few other little upgrades we'll kind of talk about. So first off, you can see the body is different. It is a matte painted finish. Obviously the wheels are red. Comes in 2 other colors, a purple as well as a green. Sells for $269.99 at the time of this video, and pretty much comes with everything you need except batteries. So here's the transmitter. Comes with the SLT2 radio. It does have a little sticker to match to your vehicle. So if you got more than one Arrma, you know exactly which radio goes with which vehicle. It does have stability control with an off, a low, a medium, and a high setting. So that will just kind of aid the truck going in a straight line, especially if you're kind of new, if you're running on loose surfaces. Turning that thing on or setting it up will definitely allow you and make it easier to drive the vehicle. Also has a throttle limiter, so this runs on 2S or 3S. If you want to turn on the power for a kid or someone new, you can certainly do that. Steering, reversing, as well as steering, trim, and steering dual. If you want to turn down basically the turning radius of the vehicle, you find it a little bit too aggressive, you can turn down. If you want a little more steering, you can turn it up. A little spectrum card with some information, a little QR code here on the back of this guy, get more information. And then you got a technical pack, kind of explains like settings for setting the slipper clutch, the mesh. I think you do need different inserts if you want to run different pinion sizes. It kind of shows you how it all gets installed. And then if you pull this thing open, nice little parts diagram showing you every single part in the vehicle, the part number if you want to order replacement parts. So that's pretty cool that they include that. The manual is pretty nice, comes in a few different languages, so kind of explains how to run the vehicle, get started, how to turn on and off the vehicle, how the stability control works, as well as the ESC information, as well as radio information. So you want to adjust the DSC, kind of explains how that is done. The body is another error they addressed with the Gorgon. It is a pickup truck style rather than the SUV style that they had, and it's extremely thick polycarbonate. They also add kind of these molded plastic bumpers, or I don't know, armor, I don't know what you call this, but basically hard plastic pieces here on the front, on the back as well. The tail section definitely can take some damage normally if you don't have that, because it just kind of sticks out. It's the first thing it will hit. The cab feels extremely thick, ridges here in the pickup bed, and then the front has got this massive bumper, basically armor piece. So yeah, underneath you can see kind of the roll cage inside that helps hold this thing together. So this is one area that the Gorgon, would definitely break a little bit more easily, and they addressed it here with the Quake, which will be nice because this thing goes a lot faster, about 50 miles per hour, maybe a little bit higher, we'll have to see, but definitely much more performance out of this than you get with the Gorgon. Tires are all new. As you can see, they are still kind of a chevron style like the Gorgon, but they are a cut chevron style, so should provide more traction here in the dirt. They did add foams to the tires, so that again was an area that people kind of didn't like about the Gorgon. It actually works really well. The foamless tires have tremendous grip in the dirt, but a lot of people didn't like it, so they did add foams to these chevron style tires. You can see the electronics, 40mm fan. You got the 2-in-1 ESC and receiver combination that they're running on all their 223S vehicles. So if you want, you can bind this up to any other Spectrum radio like a DX6C, DX5 Pro, IXSR. It all will work and is fully compatible, which is kind of a nice software change that they've been adding lately. The servo is all new, the S681 servo. It is coming in all these two-wheel drive 223S cars. Pretty quick servo. Actually, it's metal geared, pretty durable. I've had no issues with that. Again, a nice little upgrade from the brushed vehicles. It does have a slipper clutch, just like all the other vehicles in the line. The Fury, the Vortex are the same. Very stout slipper, very durable transmission, no issues with adding more power. People have always been running these things on 2S, 3S, even 4S, and the transmission, the truck totally holds up. So that's one cool thing about this line. It handles more power, and even though this is an all-new vehicle, they didn't have to do much to the drivetrain to upgrade it or really improve it, because it is already basically 2 and 3S capable. Battery mounts here underneath, so you got a little battery tray that opens up, IC5 connector. They did make, again, another change from the Vortex that I have. They moved the EC all the way to the front position. They got a little cover here for the wire leads that go into the battery compartment. I will probably just pull off that battery cover and just connect it in and out up here. I think it's just a little bit easier to do. You obviously want to make sure your wire's not hanging down and dragging on the ground, but to me, it just makes it a little bit easier to connect the battery. It does have a nice little body support here, I guess, for the bed. So that, again, is a little bit new on this truck. More durability, more support. I think that's one area they really have been focusing on with these 223S system vehicles, with the Fury, even the new Sentin V4 and stuff like that. They've been trying to make the body super, super durable. Obviously, they're sort of body clipless, and this has sliding body mounts that kind of hold it in place, but the bodies are way more durable than before, and certainly an area they've been addressing and making a lot better. In terms of the truck itself, you got the spine, sort of layout, chassis layout, kind of harkens back to the twin vertical plate, design that they've had way in the back with the original Fury, the original Vortex, the original Raider, that kind of thing. And it's just a fully boxed, chassis layout, extremely skinny, extremely narrow, very lightweight. Everything is just centralized. You got the motor, you got the fan, you got the ESC, you got the servo, so everything is all in line, perfectly balanced left and right, and works really well. Coilover suspension, you got preload spacers. If you want to stiffen it, you can add more preload spacers. If you want to soften it or have it ride a little bit lower, you can remove spacers. Wheelie bar here in the back, very durable bumpers, front and rear, pretty much same as the Gorgon. They are color matched to the truck that you actually buy. There are a couple adjustments here for the suspension tuning. So if you want, a little bit higher roll center, you can move it up to the upper mount. Maybe if you're running on pavement, higher traction surface, you might want to move that up. If you find it rolling over a little too much, that can help. You want it a little more responsive. Same thing here in the front. You can move it down, get a little bit more roll, leave it up in the upper position if you want just a little bit higher roll center, make it a little bit more responsive. You got ball bearings throughout, all Hex hardware, hinge pins that are captured with these little screws, so no E-clips or anything like that. Really nice. Overall, the truck looks really good. I'm a big fan of the Gorgon. I personally think it's the best entry-level vehicle, and this is kind of like the super fast version of that. So it's pretty nice that they are including basically what people have been doing to the Gorgon and making all the improvements for things that people, had concerns about. The much tougher body, obviously the faster system, foams within the tires and grippier tires as well. So that's some nice adjustments and changes that they've made. So anyways, there's a quick look at the Quake. Let's take it out and drive it. We got a 3S pack installed and we're ready to take the Quake out for its first run. So yeah, this is going to be interesting. Two-wheel drive. Nice little monster truck. I haven't jumped these jumps yet, so this is all new to me. They've been doing some mighty fine work out here, but man, it's super smooth. I don't know what it is, but the truck is super smooth. Nice. This is like quarter throttle, so woohoo! That was full trigger. Wheelies on command. We do have stock DSC enabled, which is 2, which is like a low setting. 1 would be off, but 2 is like a low setting, so definitely feel it engaging a little bit. Ooh, body looks like it popped off. Let's put that back in. Oh, I didn't have it snapped in all the way. Okay. I don't know, man. This thing is a beast. I mean, I have a Gorgon that I upgraded to 2S brushless, but this is definitely a whole nother level on 3S. Really good traction as well. These tires hook up great, even with the foams. So much fun. These jumps seem like they're getting bigger and bigger. I was a little worried the suspension might be a little too soft, but even these double backflips in the air are no problem at all. They Lands really nice. It's a combination between the foams and the tires, the big meats, and then good spring and damping choices. I think that front bumper and front like armor in the front definitely worked on that one. It almost landed like softly. It's such a light truck that even like full on nose plants like that don't really hurt it at all. Kind of crazy. Kind of crazy. There we go. Slipper set really good on this truck too. You could loosen it like maybe an 1/8 turn, but that's one thing they got right on this Quake is the slipper setting's perfect. Still do wheelies if you want. Fun, fun, fun. Well, there you go. First run of the Quake. Let's see if we got any damage. Doesn't look like it. Battery stayed in really well. Body is super beefy. Rear end as well. Yeah, just a great truck. So if you like the Gorgon, which I think pretty much everybody seems to like the Gorgon, this is just a big improvement in like every area. It's not just the power, for sure. The 3S power is just insanely more speed than the Gorgon brushed motor, but the body, I think durability helps a lot. The tires help a ton as well. This would also be a great upgrade tire, I think, for the Gorgon. I assume the bodies are interchangeable as well. If for some reason you want to put this body on your Gorgon or vice versa, I think that would work. Yeah, I guess the body mounts are slightly different because they've got the captured body pin rather than the removable one on the Gorgon, but I can't imagine it would be much different. But anyways, yeah, super fun truck. I think price wise it's also pretty good as well. Very competitive, just fun little trucks. Powerful, speedy, handles well, good traction, very durable, priced well, I think. So can't really think of anything bad about this, and no reason not to get this. I think even as an entry-level vehicle, it's so durable and simple, and you can cut the power. You know, you could always run it on 2S, even 50% if you really want to go, you know, a lot slower. That would work as well. So great truck overall. I'll have links in the description below where you can pre-order these. Should be available in about a week. And I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to hit the like, share, subscribe buttons. Look for more videos soon. Thanks for watching.